So getting right into it, we're gonna be working on the third floor of the build. I tried to record as many updates as I could, so I hope you like them. This will be the final video before the finale. But without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, this is what we got so far. So far, so good, I guess. Gonna be making this wall up, and then same with this wall over here. But this wall, people are gonna see the other side, so we're gonna have to make that look good. This I can panel off on the side here. This is gonna be the front of the base over there. So what I'm gonna do is a giant glass wall. I'm gonna see how far I can go with that. And then I'm gonna split this up into two sections instead of being one big section. This side, we're gonna have some kind of tubes and stuff like that. And then the other side, we're gonna have kind of like a comm center or command centers. All right, shout out to Luke for sending me the goods. A bunch of just unique tiles in dark gray and light gray. And then also some more foliage pieces. What a legend, straight from Germany when he was out there. So huge thanks to you, Luke. Appreciate you. And this is gonna be put to good use. All right, big updates happening. I made a front glass part that just slides in very easily, very simply. There we go. I'm working more on the base here. I've recruited help from the girlfriend to prep some parts right here so we can build up the walls. I have these walls being built up right now, and that will get plated off. And then this is actually the height that we'll need for the roof. So everything's looking good. Once she is done prepping these, we will go back over here, build these up. Yeah, so once this is good, I'll move on to all the floor plating. That way we can put this on top here, and then I can work on the front of the building. But this is a quick update of what's going on here. All right, so far looking good. Got the front, gonna come around back here. Got that looking good. This, I think, is gonna be like the filling and cargo station, because this doorway is gonna lead out to Luke's top platform where the gunships are. But this is basically where it's all gonna be made right here. We got some, computers there. I'm gonna try and make some more. And then on top of the roof, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna have a lot of tubing on top so that it looks like smokestacks or antenna towers or something like that, because I want to go for height on this build. We're already sitting at 3 feet. I want to go as high as we can. All right, work continues on the base. We are looking good so far. Over here, I have my girlfriend so kindly helping make some of these panels that are going to be on the outside walls. Obviously got to add in some more gray and stuff like that to fill in the studs and stuff like that, but this is a great start and gives like a good picture of what the texture and stuff's going to be. All right, so I have that part sitting there. Don't need that right now. We are completely done with that. But over here, I'm just working on some of the panels. This is going to be one of the back panels. I'm going to have to duplicate this. As you can tell in here, I just got to add the top panels there. They're right there, so no worries there. I have that to do still, but that's what that's for right there. And then on this side, I have it completely done. But then up top, we have this. I just put it up here to get it out of the way, but also to make sure it fits and stuff like that, and the structures there. I have to make the back wall there, and then obviously the top part here. This is all the plates I have. And if you are a large scale mock builder, you know this is not nearly enough plates to finish the roof, but also the front and maybe even the back there. So I'm definitely gonna have to get some more, or even look for some more. I may have some, but not a lot. That's where the panels are gonna be that the girlfriend's working on. Just to add some texture in here so it's not just like a brick wall and it's super boring. But yeah, so that's a quick update here. Hopefully when I check back in with you, I will have a significant amount of progress done. All right, progress is being made. Everything is covered in stuff. Look, I made a gunship. The gunship's pretty cool. I haven't been filming as much as I wanted to, but you know, with stuff going on and how busy I am, it's like I don't have time to. So it's like I just gotta build as much as I can, and then I'll show you guys when I can. So let's see, I have to add these blue tiles all along the outside. I have to finish up that panel, which is right there, and then this panel here, and then we should be good. Got some help from the girlfriend creating these spiral kind of like, I don't know, tubes. They look pretty cool. I'll have to center them again, but yeah, so we're gonna have lights in here and stuff like that, so that'll look really cool. All the way down there we got the roof. The roof's roof. And that's gonna have a bunch of like towers, and right here I have a radio tower and stuff like that. So that is where we're at the moment. This is not going to be the finale. This is going to be the second to last video of the finale. I finished this wall. It is just all gray, which is fine. I found these masonry bricks on the pad wall, and then I found these olive green masonry bricks on the pad wall. Pretty sick. So I'm going to use those. I'm going to fill that up. Thankfully, my girlfriend did all the hard work of stacking. I really appreciate that. And then I have some crates here. Nothing special here, but yeah, they look pretty cool. Once I get that wall done, I will be good to go on walls. I finished everything up. Let's see, I finished this up. Looks pretty good. That looks good. That's good. I fixed the walls here. And then I added some stop bricks over here for the front of the base. And yeah, so I think once I get this wall in, I can put everything together, and yeah, we'll be done. But yeah, so that's where we're at so far. I have all the vehicles lined up here. They look pretty good. Okay, it is complete. We have the upstairs. This is going to be where they create the coaxium. This is like the refinery area, and then this is like the supply area. I see some gaps in there, but hopefully it won't be too noticeable. I can fix that later. But we got the tiles and everything down. We got crates going, that going. There's stuff on the other side. So I think this is ready for detail work and ready to go on top here. I think I'm almost ready to put it all together. So yeah, let's continue on. All right, here it is. Presto, it's pretty much done. I mean, like, not really done, but it's all together. So we have the front here. You know, I got a lot of parts still out and stuff like that. This is just gonna be the front panel. I was gonna do something fancier, but ran out of parts, so that's on me, but it still looks good. And then the interior is super dark in here, obviously. Still working on getting some stuff. And then I have the rooftop here with the, you know, little satellite tower. Still gotta plate off some stuff, but nobody's gonna see this because it's gonna be so tall. So I might just, you know, put some gray plates on there. I want to add some motor functions in here. So, you know, we're gonna have this. Obviously, this is ratioed down. And obviously, right here is where True Squadron's gonna have his amazing terrain hooked up. And it's gonna look absolutely awesome. I saw some sneak peeks of it, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It looks so good. And then obviously in here behind the bricks, his hangar and other stuff is going to be through these doors. So this is where the ATTEs are going to be, and this is where the gunships are going to be. But then his is going to stop where this is for me, and there's going to be a circular door that goes up. And then this door kind of leads to that roof there. And I just thought keeping this sidewall all colored looked really fun. So I'm just going to keep it like that. Not like anybody's going to see it. I did want to talk about real quick is I did see the comments. I saw like, oh, let's change, you know, this to yellow. I think yellow and red were like neck and neck, but I think yellow ended up winning. But here's the thing. I got just a little bit of yellow, and I'm like, I've spent too much on it, and I think white's gonna be fine. Obviously I'm adding color in different places, like the yellow in the back there, and then the blue here and the blue there. I think I have enough like color in there. Sorry to ask and then just be like, nah, I'm not doing it. But I did read all your comments. Okay, it is about that time. I am just doing some last minute finishing touches on the whole mock. Leaving on Tuesday, but I have work all weekend, so I won't be able to touch this. So today and tomorrow is the last day to get this all done. So basically just taking everything apart, putting it in bins, and then getting it loaded in my car. And then that's it. I'm done. This is it. That's it. It's complete. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys a completed thing of it, but right now it's just getting last minute parts and bins and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. It's just I gotta break it down now. So that's what I'm gonna work on now. Hello, Miss Violet. Hi, Stinker. All right, here's what we got so far. We got the long walls in the long bin. We got some of the rock work in there. Then we got vehicles in here, other things. And then getting to the main section where I'm going to be taking off the wall panels right there and then throwing them in there. But it's pretty much almost done. I think we'll be able to get it all in these two bins, the long bin and maybe two of those smaller bins there, and then I'll have a bunch of other stuff for like minifigs and other things like that. But oh my gosh, I can actually see my table. It's crazy. I got these last two walls that I gotta put down there. I built it wrong, so I can't take it apart there, so they're just gonna have to stay corners. That's okay. Got my droid ships there. Gotta finish building that, so that's not a big deal. I'll finish that tomorrow. And I gotta pack this up. I totally forgot that I was gonna display this, so I gotta find a bin for that. But yeah, it's pretty much almost all gone. Here is everything. It doesn't look like a lot, but I assure you it is. So got everything in bins ready to go. I measured, so it will fit in my tiny little car, but nonetheless it fits. All right, this is it. This is everything. This is all the stuff I gotta jam into my car. Luckily, I have an expert packer at my side, so she's gonna help me out with all of this stuff. But it shouldn't be too bad. I measured, so bins will fit. We might have to tuck some stuff away into smaller places and stuff like that, but for the most part, we are set and ready to go.